Hey there guys, this is Attack on Samurai, and here is more Pokemon Sun and Moon news for you guys today. So, today, the Pokemon Company had released a trailer, and this trailer showed off 6 new Pokemon along with some new additions that are being added to the game as well. Yeah, also, pretty surprised to see this news and stuff. Today's my birthday, so this is kind of a nice little, birthday gift in its own way. So really cool to see this stuff. So, yeah, going back, just turned 17, so, feeling good right now. But yeah, so let's get into the news that they showed. So the first thing that they showed off was this new Pokemon called Wimpod. So Wimpod is bug in water, and it has the ability Wimp Out. So what Wimp Out does is that anytime that Wimp Out gets below half HP or something like that, it automatically switches out or flees. So or runs away from a battle. So it's like run away and an eject button mixed together. So it's pretty good. So it looks like this could be a pretty good Pokemon. It's also a pretty good typing too, water and bug, so that means that it resists, I think it resists ground, so it resists ground. It's weak to electric, and it's weak to flying, and it's weak to rock, and don't remember what other things it could be weak to. But that's a pretty good typing though. Also you will see right here that Wimpod outspeeds the Vikavolt. So maybe that means that Vikavolt won't be fast. That would be very depressing if it isn't fast. Like, this Mon does look very fast, so hopefully it is. Hopefully Vikavolt is gonna be a fast Mon. Maybe like Wimp Out is I don't know, but I hope it's fast. I hope it's a fast Mon too. I hope they're both fast. They should both be fast. But anyways, the next one that they show off is going to be Bunsweet. So Bunsweet design, it actually reminds me of Cherubi a lot. So its ability, so first off, it's a grass type. Secondly, it has 2 abilities. It gets Leaf Guard and Oblivious. So Leaf Guard, I believe, boosts its defense in the sun, which personally, that kind of ability doesn't really make that much sense because you get hit with a fire type move and you're pretty much gone. So Leaf Guard, kind of a dumb ability in my opinion. Its other ability though, Oblivious, basically negates it from being taunted or any other things. So it means that this mod can set up, it can set up for free without having to worry about something to taunt it. So yeah, it looks like it might get an evolution. Hopefully it gets an evolution. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Bunsweet. Let's see, I guess potential evolutions it could get. It could be Poison Grass. It could probably be Poison Fairy. Not Poison Fairy. That would be a good. That should be something they release. But Grass Fairy. Probably will just evolve into that more likely. Most likely. So yeah. So pretty much the rest of the trailer, they just show it going for Magical Leaf right here. So yeah. Actually, know what the. Actually, let's go back to its design. This design reminds me of that one fruit from this design reminds me of that one fruit from Pikmin. I forgot what it's called, but it reminds me of that a lot. Shoot, I don't remember the name of the fruit that's based on. Yeah, I can't think of it. But anyways, that's pretty much all for Bunsweet. So next we have this other Pokemon, which is based off of a Hawaiian flower belt or whatever. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like I don't know the exact name for it, but anyways, its name is Comfey. So Comfey has 2 abilities. It gets a Flower Veil and Triage. So Flower Veil apparently boosts like the stats of grass type Pokemon in a double battle. So pretty, I guess, okay VGC tactic you can run with it. And then its other ability, which is a new ability, it gets a Triage. So what Triage does is that it gets a priority healing. So that means it's going to get priority synthesis, priority healing wish. It actually gets the highest priority. That's another thing that they kind of emphasize. So maybe it's going to be like higher than extreme speed, higher than like any other priority moves. So that's going to be really cool to see. But yeah, this thing could be a pretty good, like, maybe if it's going to be used in singles, it's going to be a pretty good lead, I guess. It could be a pretty good, well, not a pretty good lead, but it can be a pretty good healing wish passer if it gets it, or a wish passer in general. Because priority healing is very good in competitive battling. So, yeah. But I wonder about another thing, like priority healing. Does that mean I could also get like moves that can get rid of status too? Like, does that mean it could get rid of heal? That it can use heal bell and that it gets priority heal bell and aromatherapy? That could be interesting if it gets that. That could be very good if it gets it, because I don't think any other mons have had like. I mean, I guess Prankster. Like, I don't think Whimsicott gets aromatherapy. I don't think it does. Can't think of any other mons that could get priority healing, or any kind of priority healing. I know Klefki doesn't get it. Yeah. So Tri-Edge is gonna be a pretty interesting mon. Hopefully this thing gets an evolution. It probably will. And yeah. So also I hope this thing gets good stats too. It looks like I mean, hopefully it does get good stats. But apparently some people have been saying that this thing is probably going to be a 7th gen Klefki. I see that a lot. I can very well see that, but we won't know until the stats come out. So now let's move on to the next mon. So yeah, you can see it going for I think that's Morning Sun right there. So it's just going for Morning Sun. So that's cool. And then we have this guy. We have Mudsdale. Mudsdale. Yeah, ground type Pokemon. So it gets 2 abilities. It gets own tempo and stamina. So what stamina does is that every time Mudsdale gets hit with I think it's a physical attack or any kind of attack. Like Cerebi had said it was like any kind of attack, but that's probably gonna be like more elaborated later. But it's probably gonna be like maybe any kind of attack. It could probably just be a physical attack. So yeah, actually, like in the trailer, it shows it going for bite. I think. I think one of the mons goes for an attacking move. So I think that was a tackle right there. And you see that stamina gets boosted and stuff. So yeah, its defense gets boosted. So I actually really like the design of this Pokemon. For one thing, it's a horse, which we haven't had a horse since Ponyta and Rapidash. So this is the 3rd horse type Pokemon that we're getting. I mean, I guess you could argue Zebstrika, but that's not really a horse. That's a zebra. So it's technically in the horse family, but I'm just gonna say, you know what, that doesn't count as a horse. So we finally have another horse Pokemon, or the 3rd horse Pokemon. So for it to be ground type, pretty interesting. Again, its ability definitely gonna be a good ability once this thing comes out. I really like its design though. Its design looks sick. It kind of reminds me of, well, one, I kind of like its dreadlocks. Those dreadlocks look kind of cool. But it reminds me a little bit of like the Trojan horse, kind of. I know it's a bit far-fetched, but it reminds me a little bit of that. But again, I really like its design. I really want to use this thing once it comes out. So yeah, but it does get ground type moves, so probably just based off of its design, it's gonna be a physical attacker, most likely. So probably gonna get like Earthquake, maybe Rock Slide, Stone Edge. Probably gonna get Stealth Rocks too. Maybe even a new. Maybe I don't know if I'd say it gets Spikes, but probably not gonna get Spikes. But it also goes for a new move right here, actually. I think that's Stomp, actually. I think that's Stomp's new animation. But then we have this Pokemon that was introduced before. We have Mimikyu in 3D. So you finally see Mimikyu, and we see its ability Disguise right here. So we see that Mimikyu attacks again underneath the cloth, and then Charjabug goes for an attack on Mimikyu. So it went for bite right there. So actually looking, so its ability disguise, what it does, as you can see right here, it basically gets like a free substitute on the once it comes in. So that's a really good ability, especially for that kind of typing, especially for that typing that it has. Very offensive, very bulky too. I mean, it could potentially be a very bulky typing, since its only weakness is ghost. So, and steel, ghost and steel. So this thing could be cool. Actually, let's go back to it again. So yeah, this thing is cool. So you can see that its sub goes down. Well, not sub, but the sack, at the top of Mimikyu's decoy thing, like the sack for the Pikachu's head, like droops down. So I really like that. That's so cool. Like just those little bits of design and stuff. But yeah, can't wait to see how this thing functions though. Like how exactly it's gonna be. I hope its evolution also gets disguised too. But yeah, this mon is definitely very interesting. Can't wait to see what other things Mimikyu can do. Because again, I really like this thing. So now we're gonna move on to the last mon of the three, of these 6, which was I forgot its Japanese name, but its name was revealed. So it's Beware. I like that. I like that that little pun right there, or not a pun, but it's like it's some other type of word. But basically we get to see that it has the ability Fluffy. I mean, we get to see what it looks like in 3D and such. So, and we see how big this thing is and stuff. I think it's huge compared to Pangoro. Like, eesh. And you also see the animation for Hammer Arm, which looks pretty sick. So actually going back to its ability Fluffy. So Cerebi had actually given its description of Fluffy. So what Fluffy does is that it actually acts like Fur Coat, where physical attacks get halved. So it's like Fur Coat, except that that even though your attacks get doubled, get cut in half, you're also very weak to fire. So it's like Dry Skin and Fur Coat combined, which is very cool. Again, Mimikyu's got a pretty interesting ability, and could be pretty good too. So yeah, but we see this thing as Hammer Arm, so it's probably gonna be like a slow Pokemon most likely. So also another thing that's really cool. So this is going off of the off of what we just saw with the Pokemon and stuff. So now you can make your own competitions, which is pretty cool. You can make them private or public. You can also change the rules. You can, as of right now, the only rules that they have are single and double battles. Another thing, I don't know. Crap, I can't even think of it. I don't know like how apparently you can also like give limits to how many battles you can have a day and stuff. So this is really cool. I really like this. This could be very fun to do. And then the last thing that they showed off, oh, apparently that was like what's it called? But then we have this thing. We have hyper training. Hyper training is so cool. So hyper training is just another, like, again, it's bigger, it's higher than a super training. So actually I want to look at summer crap, I can't even say it, at hyper training, because it actually gives a good description, because Cerebi gives a description of what it does. So let's look at hyper training. So its description reads, where X and Y introduce super training, it allows for you to track the increase of effort values and even help boost it. And Pokemon Monster on the Moon pushes this even further by introducing a new mechanic altogether called hyper training. Hyper training appears to be located in one part of the Alola region. Here you can visit this shop and exchange bottle caps, a new item, in order to increase the IVs of your Pokemon. This can only be done if your Pokemon has reached level 100. Now let me emphasize this. The IVs of this, so actually right here, this is just a wild Pikachu right here, right? So you see that's a wild Pikachu and stuff. You see its stats. So with these bottle caps, its stats can be increased. I mean, its IVs can be put to. Sorry about that. The recording had to cut off. So I was talking about how hyper training is so cool. So hyper training is so cool because basically what you can do is that you can just get you can make any random Pokemon competitive, because you can increase their IVs all the way up to 31. So that is literally the coolest thing ever. Like you can put all your legendaries to 31. You can put, well, not all of them if you don't need to. Like if you want to put your IVs in a certain stat so that way you can have like good IVs on some mons. Like also what I'm curious about is like, does it do it by points? Like do you, like if you have a certain number of bottle caps, you can get them all the way up to 31, or like can you invest like some points into 31? Because do you have to, like, does it automatically put them at 31, or can you just like add on to it? That's what I'm really curious about, because if you can do that, then that means that you can make some pretty good mons with a hidden power. Like if you need some mons with hidden power ice, hidden power rock, any kind of hidden power, like that is literally the coolest thing that they've ever done. This is so useful. So I just gotta say, Pokemon, thank you for this, because this is useful. This is very useful. Like this is so cool. This is so cool. The only thing that sucks is that you have to get them up to level 100. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. But regardless, this is really cool. If they said that you can get them up to level 100, then I guess that means that there are like grinding spots you can go to also. Hopefully they will be just by the fact that they said that you can do this when you're at level 100. So there's definitely gonna be grinding here. There's definitely gonna be a lot of grinding in this game. So that's what I like. I really like this game now. Pokemon Sun and Moon has just got me even more excited. This is the coolest thing that they've done so far. Like Pokemon Sun and Moon is slowly starting to pique my interest a lot. So yeah, I wonder how you're gonna get these bottle caps though. That's what I'm kind of curious about. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to talk about. I mean, well, that's pretty much all the Pokemon Sun and Moon news that came out today. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you with some more Pokemon Sun and Moon news when it shows up. Because actually, I believe that there's going to be some more news coming out on the 22nd, I believe. So definitely stay on the lookout for that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another Pokemon Sun and Moon news video. Take care.